to the Red Leaf Card, your home for getting any soccer news and views. My name is Jacob, and today we're going to be talking about the host countries of the 2026 FIFA World Cup of getting eliminated in the round of 16. So, as those host countries getting eliminated to trying to get to the quarterfinals, surprising. It is a surprising moment of the round of 16. A lot of it, you would have to say, some big news, some sad news coming from the round of 16, as starting with Canada versus Morocco, a lot of the fan base of Canada really upset losing to Morocco. Well, seeing how Canada performed, again, it's a improvement for Canada, a large improvement for Canada of how they competed in a large stage for the World Cup. Better than from last World Cup for not even making to the next round. Canada basically, again, didn't win any games, which is basically like the classics and the classic Canada we used to see from their debut of the World Cup. Did not make any points in the group stage, and now you see this Canada squad in the 2026 World Cup getting their first point out there, but now continuing on qualifying to the round of 32, to the round of 16. You look at them, Canada improved massively, but what I really think about the mixed thoughts about what's happening with Canada. I feel like what they're really kind of blaming is Jesse Marsch, or how he took it about his performance against Morocco. I really think that matchup really kind of angered him. That, again, it looked like he didn't know what to do at all. And you see this all around. You see this all around when you can have Canada improving to getting goals from the first, from the second. Again, Canada was doing well. They made a lot of shot attempts. I would have to say this, that you look at it, you think of Canada has done the best part, but I think that what Jesse Marsch, which I think a lot of people are kind of upset about saying, is that Canada was the better team at the end. You lose 3-0 to Morocco. It's a hard moment to actually see reality. But again, Morocco has been this competitive side to actually maybe go to the semifinals. Maybe could actually end it where the quarterfinal is. I think that Jesse Marsch in the round of 16 against Morocco didn't show what it is. Again, Alphonso Davies, that part, a lot of people are upset about, of how he basically didn't show his performance, only lasting 15 minutes of one match in the group stage. And I really think about this. Like, I'm always going to say this about this roster. Bringing Alphonso Davies, since he was already injured, should be a warning sign to not actually have him. But fans are going to be like, we need Alphonso Davies. He's inspiring the next Canadian fans, Canadian soccer players. We need him on the squad. But when you have Alphonso Davies doing nothing, that's not. I have to say this, but that's a waste of a spot. I think there's other Canadian soccer players who should have taken that opportunity to be in the World Cup, to take Alphonso Davies' spot. I think Alphonso Davies should have been in the next World Cup if Canada qualifies for the next World Cup. That, again, I just think there is other players to take that opportunity to take Alphonso Davies' spot. I think that's worrying about it, just taking 15 minutes and then later just being on the side. Yeah, like, fans have to accept it. When I look at Kone getting injured, it's a sad thing. I'm not saying that Kone had an injury during that game. Am I saying that, Kone should be already out of the team during the World Cup? No, I'm not. I think before, when they announced the roster of the Canadian national team, and when you have Alphonso Davies already having an injury during that time, Alphonso Davies shouldn't have been called up. It's a great performance how Canada went through to the round of 16. Hoping the best in the 2030 World Cup. And now you look at Mexico. Also a great performance from them. I just look at their side. Losing to England was not on that list for it. I think when you look at Mexico, seeing that they were the dominant country in their group, like, Mexico could have been to the quarterfinals, and you look at Mexico in their round of 32, that was a great performance they had. I think the next time Mexico shows their performance in the World Cup of 2030, maybe you would see quarterfinals. But again, 2030 is going to be different for Mexico, even including Canada. I just think Mexico was more competitive host than the other ones out there. And you look at USA, the main host, Canada, Mexico being the co-host of the 2026 World Cup. USA, to me, the most hated host country out there. USA versus Belgium and the countries before that. I look at this one that anyone who was watching it is targeting USA all because of politics. Again, the whole corruption because of the red card that one of the USA players got against Bosnia and Herzegovina. I would say that, yeah, I would agree that was a red card, but I don't think that it should have been revoked. But you look at so many other ones. You have to always look at so many other players who were also red carded. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo, a player from Qatar, another player from Argentina, for example. There are other players that were competing in the FIFA World Cup, and the red card was suspended for a year. And no one's talking about Cristiano Ronaldo's 3-game suspension, and the red card got terminated. I don't get this one saying that, oh, this one is more controversial because President Trump was involved. One of the most corruption out there. Do you know that Qatar was involved with bribery of hosting the previous World Cup? And everyone's just like, Qatar is just Qatar. Rich country. That's what FIFA is all about. Money. All that kind of thing. And again, I don't like how the whole thing was. That, hey, Donald Trump was involved with this. Still don't know if this was true or not. But if it's true, again, USA loses to Belgium. It's what it is. I think, again, USA did a good performance from their group stage and their previous stage. Actually, their previous match, I think they did well. But I think a lot of people, or I think fans, are just going to have a mixed view on this about how USA did. But I think every host country of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, I would have to say Mexico did better. I think Mexico did a better performance of this World Cup. Canada did second better, but if I was siding with one country, I would put Canada. Because of Canada, basically, again, improved dramatically. They went all the way to the round of 16, and again, making a lot of historical moments. But if you have to look at it saying that if you're not going to bring in historical things or accomplishments, all that kind of things, I would have to say that Mexico did better over Canada. I think Canada was the second best. I think USA was the third best of their performance. Again, I don't think I would change it. Mexico did better than the other host of the 2026 World Cup. And right now, that's what I think about. But now, I do want to look at saying this one is of the round of 16 moment. Spain versus Portugal, a big, huge matchup. I have to say, final minutes, one of the most dramatic moments ever, to seeing Spain defeating Portugal. A lot of people thought Portugal was going to do it. I had to say, Spain played better. Spain played better than Portugal. And when you look at saying Ronaldo was going to play all that minutes, that to me is an end of a career. It's an end of an era of one of the greatest that played the sport. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be known of scoring goals, winning everything that he's accomplished. And again, and really the question is he, my opinion, the greatest? There's a lot of people who are going to say, is he the greatest of all time? Of Ronaldo versus Lionel Messi, I think Ronaldo is not the greatest of all time. I don't really think you can't compare Ronaldo over Lionel Messi, since Ronaldo has not even won a World Cup. Lionel Messi is always the greatest of all time during that era, because when you win a world champion, you are basically known the greatest of all time of the world. And being the person who could basically be a team person, that's what I view about why I think Messi is more better than Ronaldo. Ronaldo, to me, being, again, more popular than Lionel Messi, I just think it's crazy. I just don't think about popularity. I just think about stats. But again, when people always say, well, he's got more goals. But what about championships or World Cups? But I think I still respect Ronaldo. I still respect his career. And he still will be, in my opinion, still the greats of an era, alongside with Lionel Messi when he's going to be done, alongside with also Luka Modric. You look at him, he's already done. And then later, there's going to be more other players that will retire, and some of those players will be considered the greatest of all time of what their performance was. And it's going to be a sad moment in this World Cup of losing players who inspired of a next generation to love the sport. Yeah, it's going to be a moment. This World Cup, in my opinion, is probably the end of an era of one of the greats. But we hope to see another era to show their skill of being the greatest players of all time. And that's full time of the Red Leaf Card. You can follow us on X, Spotify, and YouTube. I'm your host, Jacob, subbing out.